Game 2 of Week 4. Sorry, Game 1. How do I word this? Match 1, Game 2. Will it be a 2-0, or are we going to see another Game 3? Last week, we saw 2 Game 3s, and they were the first Game 3s of the season.
Can we make it 3 in a row?
Can we make it 3 3s in a row, boy?
That would be like Christmas for us at One Life to Play here, as we love our Game 3s.
It feels like Christmas every Saturday when we get in here and we get to watch some excellent amateur games of League of Legends. And man, I love it. Already, again, Mingos this time running around as a 5-man unit looking for a little something.
Oh, yeah, they want to scrap. Olaf first. He's just looking to swing axes at anybody in his path. But they have been discovered. And we do see a 2-man invade on their own red side here coming out from the Volley Bear Graves duo. They'll be able to get a ward down and possibly even start red. But no. Graves will recall, get his sweeper. And yeah, so I think as long as Olaf is full clearing, power farming, rushing level 4, and then showing up to Drake, he will be set up for success looking at the team comp of Mingos. But what do we know, Triad said? It comes down to execution and probably a team fight in
the whole game could go one way. And then all of a sudden, we've got that 5th fight in the river at Dragon, and boom, a huge comeback from another team with a sick pentakill. And, I don't know. These games are just, I love them.
Yep.
I love them.
Not to mention double Baron steal. So steal and then a steal back.
I know, right? Come on. Last game was wild.
It was wild. And now it's looking like Volibear getting the best of the start of this matchup here. So with Cho'Gath, it's like he can heal on when he kills minions, but if you're constantly pressuring him and you can prevent him from getting his passive sustain, then the lane could be your favorite. But Cho'Gath really good at just holding on. If you're going to push into him, he'll just soak the wave and heal it up.
Yeah, that's something you see. I mean, that's why I think this matchup here in the top lane is just going to be really good for Cho'Gath because it's just the harass. Volibear, if he tries to make plays go in, he gets silenced, gets knocked up, and then any damage that Cho does take will just be healed. Decent looking setups for ganks. Oh my god, that damage though. I was not expecting that, I'll be honest.
Yep, that's...
Oh,
flash for flash, and Nathaniel Lemire is happy he didn't die there.
This is a huge... Look at this Olaf. On his way already. I knew as soon as I saw him that low and the wave is up against Cho's tower, it's not looking good for Volley, but I think he suspects something, and he's already backing off from this Olaf.
Yeah, good awareness by Volibear, and great call. Try, as we saw, Olaf did go for a check there. Volibear with no flash would be a pretty easy target depending on how low he was. And yeah, we see a press the attack Doran's Ring start for Volley. So, this could be lethal. Anyway, press the attack Doran's Ring is all about that burst trade that we saw. If you get pressed, you get your E-land, you get a Q stun, and a W. That burst is absolutely insane.
Dude, I have not seen damage like that from Volibear. I don't play enough top lane, so seeing that at level 2 or 3, whatever that was, just shocked me.
Yep. Great
he needs
dodge
to be here. But here comes Olaf.
Yep. Olaf is back. It's 2v1, but Cho'Gath could go down. He's trying to kill minions to get a bit of health back, and it's just a walk fest. They're just walking at each other. No one has any mobility, but Volley's Q comes up just in time. He will be able to trade, and you take that from West Chamansi. That is pretty worth to 2v1 and take one down with you.
Is it, though? Is it worth it? Yeah. If you're in that scenario, it's of course you want to get that trade kill. But now,
you're talking about
a kill over to Olaf. I think that the Cho is saying to himself right now, guys, that was so worth.
Take that. Yeah, you know what, Chai? You might be right. Maybe I should have reconsidered the team compositions because, kill onto Olaf is very significant here. And when you're giving one over to Volley, you just hope that your Cho can hang on with that.
So Olaf took Gromp here, and now it looks like he's making the base, but Graves taking his Gromp and Wolf, so he's going to come back with some camps missing. If he's lucky, maybe he can catch Graves as he's kind of like hanging out in the jungle here, but nope, Graves already on his way out. And as I'm looking at the mini-map, we're going to see another kill in the top lane.
Possibly, as we see. They could play Ring Around the Rosie here. That Q rundown from the Volibear is going to be enough for him to close the gap on Cho'Gath in the isolated 1v1. So Wetch Chamansi here again displaying better matchup understanding and punishing the Cho'Gath. Now, is it going to be the volley pop-off is my next question. We see Olaf did enter his...
Is that a thing? The volley pop off? I've never heard any. Guys, watch out for the volley pop off this
Yeah,
game.
not so much. Here's Olaf with the response. If he could take down Kaisa here, that would be pretty crucial.
He's gonna with
But
another
Victor, oh, he does take out Kaisa, but Victor's here to help. But there's just more red members. That's another kill on to Olaf. The one member we decided to look out for, but because Graves was able to counter his entire blue side and he ran right to about half of the map, they might fight over Raptors here.
Yeah.
Or Olaf could possibly be starved a bit.
Yeah, it is looking rough for Olaf as far as getting these camps goes. It looks like he does have. He's getting Raptors here.
Yeah, he's getting Raptors, and Graves, I think, would be too low to contest, and is also covering this Crash here bot. As Kaisa arrives, they could look to 3v2, but he will just take a recall. And now, in my opinion, I think Olaf. Well, never mind. I was going to say, you invade his blue side again, try and get those camps on respawn before he gets there, but then you're entering the territory of the 2-1 Volibear, and that means, you probably don't want a 2v2 with your Volley and Cho, because Volley is quite ahead. So instead, he will just take his own red camps, look to power farm, and get his level 3 blue side here, and he will be down a bit of farm, but if he can get these camps, he'll be just fine with the 2 kills he has. Olaf scooping that crab. Outland looking at
the
the 9, but
flash.
there's the flash from the Rise setting up the Olaf. This is what we talked about. The reliable point-and-click CC plus so Olaf can kill most champions at this stage of the game. It's so easy to do. And now Olaf is off to the races, but the entire team comp built around his success. And we saw Adam Suki last game try, put the game on his back. He stole Baron. He did so much work on the Hecarim. Ultimately, it was Zulfer with the pentakill, but do not forget about Adam
Oh my god, and this
Suki
damage. Here. Oh, and the slam dunk from Volibear there.
Beautiful play sequence here from Volibear, knowing that he can R right over the Cho'Gath Q. There's no interrupt during the animation, so you just wait for it to come out and go for the dunk. Cho'Gath could have maybe flashed it, but it could have maybe gotten follow flashed by Volibear. Now we see Cho'Gath bleeding out here, giving plates, losing CS. That's going to be an issue for Mingos.
Yeah, we could take a little look at some of the CS differences here, as well as what items we got brewing for our champions here. Ooh, we might see a little bit of a tussle here. You need to be careful. This is not a good 2v1 for Olaf.
Is just taking this, and he just gets eaten by the Volibear burst. That's not the 2v2 you want to take here, but he wanted his red buff. Now the pursuit from Graves. Man,
Sekiro putting out a lot of damage there on Cho'Gath as well. They need to be careful. That was shut down going over to the Volibear, who is now 4-1, just got the shutdown on Olaf. He is definitely scary now. After I mocked you for the Volibear pop-off, he is doing it as we speak.
Well, this reminds me of reworked Volibear, which every game he popped off because, there's no really fighting into him. So, terrible memories coming back to me as I see this Volibear is probably going to complete his Sunder, if I'm not mistaken, and look to just scrap.
So we have Drake coming up in 1:20, and it's going to be an Ocean Drake. I think they need to... Olaf is kind of hanging out near Herald. I think they need to maybe be looking to do some plays over here. If he gets a pink down, grab some vision, he might be able to solo it. It seems like neither team is really putting any emphasis on Herald so far this game.
Yeah, I think Graves is eyeing up that top crab, and then he will be rushed to make it back to Drake. And we see red team here, Mingos getting some control of the river. Their eyes are set on that Drake. The fact that the first one went over to McMaster's not great for Mingos because they need that soul clock as fast as possible because Olaf is their engine for the early game, and that's where he thrives. He thrives when you have to walk into him, of course. And so yeah, Mingos really needs this Drake too, I think.
Yeah, so no TP for either top laners here, and TP on Rise. So depending on the setup here, 30 seconds for Drake. It might be a good Drake look for Olaf, with not much threat of a response from Volibear, which is pretty much the only member of McMaster right now who is really strong.
And this time the Flash will come out from the Cho'Gath. He remembered last time how bad that one hurt. Getting chunked up, but we'll be able to heal a bit. And yeah, just having a terrible time in the top lane. I feel for you.
Yeah, it's a 4-1 on this Volibear. Oh man, and the flash setup, and he's going down again. This Volibear is insane.
Yeah, the burst from the volley, his flash is such a crucial cooldown for him. It's so effective. You can drop an E on top of them, flash to guarantee the E. You know your press is going to hit at that point.
And Volibear does have TP up now, so they need to be careful here. It looks like there is going to be no attempt to contest this, but man, I saw a threatening play incoming there.
I think what Graves is doing is he'll give that one Drake. He got their team the first one, which is great. It gives them 5 minutes of time. He's looking to farm gap this Olaf and just secure the mid to late fall off here, because if Graves can complete 2 items around the same time as Olaf, I think at that point 2 items is where Graves just kind of starts to outscale the matchup depending on execution. Here's a nice Rise ulti setup. We'll get the cleanse from the Kai'Sa. Now it's a 3v1 on the Thresh. He looks dead. I think they want to give this to Rise, and it will go over to Zulfer getting himself on the board. He's deathless. He is farming well, almost 10 a minute.
Yeah,
he's on his way back to
good
the
ulti
base.
there. Well executed. Pushes the Kai'Sa out with a big chunk of burst, and then just focusing the Thresh. I think really good thought out play there. But something I'm noticing right now, and the biggest thing is that the level disadvantage that Mingos has right here. We've got a 2 level lead in the top lane, as well as a level lead in almost every other lane other than mid. So they need to be careful here. Farm is not too far off in these lanes, but the deaths here on Cho'Gath are so punishing for his experience.
Yeah, Cho'Gath really needs to just hang in there. And we see, as you mentioned it, he's getting zoned away from XP. Just going to have a hard time in this game, but it's okay. He did his job as Shen, and he can hopefully look to do his job on the Cho'Gath. It's just you got a big bear who is very angry right in front of you.
You see the Herald coming down mid lane, going to get some plates here, but here comes Olaf. So going to get that hit, but
Rise can flash to win the 2v2 here. Okay. Because I think, like, if Rise...
the Ash Arrow.
Ash Arrow. Yeah, a bit late. Could have been a decent look. You know, if you Ash Arrow someone and they're on the same screen as Olaf, they probably will.
Yeah,
at least have to burn
I
some.
say this about Ash Arrow all the time. I hate to see it. It just gets under my skin. Why are we sending cross-map arrows so often? I see it in solo queue games. I see it with my friends who play Ash. Everybody wants to hit that. Fired it from base, hoping to set something up, but it's like... Now that's on cooldown. Why aren't you just using that in lane to get a kill? You could set up for Olaf. You just hit that the Ash ulti on Thresh, and Olaf's there, and boom, free kill. Now you get pressure. You take some plates, but instead you're firing it from base with the hopes that okay, maybe it's going to hit somebody in 10 seconds from when I fired it.
I hear you, Try. We have a beautiful Hex Splash play coming from Alistar to set up Zulfer, get him another kill, and now Graves could possibly be out of position, but he's
I don't think they knew he was there at that very moment. Oh,
he goes for the one shot, and my dog's dead, barely lives. And yeah, just a great setup play from Alistar. He went in the Raptor's pit, Hex Splashed under the turret of Victor, bopped him right out in the arm's reach of Rise, and now Zulfer here on the Rise. That's another kill. He is the late game engine of the comp. So the Olaf is the early game for Mingos. The Rise is the late game, and both of these champions fragging out.
Oh, and that Rise damage is already there, baby, because did you see that burst?
That is some burst, and he still has to bank and complete his mythic too. And we see another Rise chunk. Rise. Oh, here's
that's what
that
I'm
you're
talking about.
Try. What's the setup? Olaf will get hooked. Not sure about ultimate. He's force flash away. Here's the raid boss. It's the Volibear. He's not taking much damage. Ash with no flash needs to keep her distance. It will diffuse here in the mid lane. And we got another even game on
Damn, unfortunately, it looked like the team wasn't ready for that Ash Arrow. It probably came out without a call, and they kind of reacted. It was more reactive than preemptive, and I think a lot of that duration was spent going, oh, it hit, let's go. And they could have gotten that kill if they were ready.
Yep, when you're Ash arrowing, you need Rise to be within arm's reach, possibly, or an Alistar follow-up. Otherwise, you're not going to one-shot that target. But at least she did use it, you know, with a good possibility of hitting. You were talking about the chances of it hitting is what's most important here. And the argument I would make on a long-range Ash arrow is that the stun is longer. Am I right? The longer the arrow travels.
Yes.
But that's just
It's not usually
that's a
worth
bait, right? A new bait.
Yeah, I think it is.
Okay. I probably have to
I've done
agree.
it. I do it. It's fun. Like when you're like, okay, guys, I'm sending it here, and it hits, and they're stunned for 30 seconds. You feel like a goddamn boss, American Sniper up in here. Oh,
There's
but look at this
another
volley.
flash. Forces the rise flash, and he just
See you later.
drops the volley flash is too reliable. The TP came in. You saw Rise get his phase rush and book top. You thought maybe he could live, but volley with the move speed from his Q and TP along with flash means that Rise will go down. But he gets to pick up his mythic. We'll have to see how much damage he could do when he gets back.
Man, you were so right. Volibear is a raid boss right now. They need to be really careful around him, but he does have a 500 gold shutdown.
Olaf with a decent opening here. Should be able to take down Thresh and might look for more targets as we see Ashe opening up on Kaisa. That's a bit of a 1v1 here. It's all about the Drake pick. Can Olaf get in there and smite it?
Ashe ult him in the face. Let's go.
I think that's what happened. He will use his ulti. It goes over to blue team. That's McMaster University. The fight's going to come out. Here's Rise with the big burst. He takes out Victor, and I think he's going to just keep going. If anyone can kill Volibear, it's Rise, but they actually just can't. Volley tanks everything. Graves doing a ton of damage. Even Kaisa's here to join the fight. That's a double kill over for Sekiro. Volibear just tanked way too much. You see.
This Volibear is a menace. Let's take another look at this play. Oh my god, the
that-
Ashe arrow to the face means nothing when you have fucking 1,000 HP, or you have 5,000 HP.
He has that hoodie, that blue hoodie, the green hoodie, doing a ton of work here. 280 damage. Rise Qs are just not really even chunking.
Not even a little bit.
And that is just unfair by all accounts.
Wow. Someone's
now-
got to take that shutdown from him if they're going to look to get into this game. We need to get some of those items on Ashe. Maybe we're going to see a Bork next, probably, from Ashe. I would guess. I don't know, but
No.
why not?
Hurricane. You need wave clear. You need to be able to kill waves fast on Ashe. So you need Hurricane also. Spreading your attacks, I think, slows
For the
multiple
Q.
members.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And that's just very valuable.
Oh,
Here's
surprise!
The Flash Alley combo. Pretty clean is going to set up. Wait a second.
Oh, my God.
Nasty. He just drops his load, walks away.
That feels so bad to be that Rise there. It looked like such a great setup, and it just bit him in the butt. And now Venerated picking up another kill, and they're going to get this mid tower and a setup. And here comes Volibear.
Volibear with the ulti onto the Ashe will just kill her.
Push him into the
take
tower. He
turret.
doesn't care.
He is the fullback for the Graves who's doing all the damage here outside of Venerated and his lasers. And yeah, feels really bad for Zulfer on that setup play. You got to take that.
Yeah.
I like the coordination. I like how fast it was.
No,
was
it
a snap
looked
play.
so guaranteed for that.
But it was the Victor burst along with a couple tower shots, making Zulfer reconsider that kind of play. Uh-oh. Zulfer looking to ward. Will face check a Thresh means he gets hooked and burst down. KVB will take it. He says, give me that. That was my hook. And now we have a bit of siege here. This is where Olaf is weak. Olaf is weak in situations like this. He's awful in the Abraham. When you can see him, he's in the lane. You can just kite him out. All he can really do is run at you. There's no setup CC here.
McMaster is doing a great job of taking this lead and trying to pressure them as much as they can. They need to suffocate them out of this game if they don't want to let them kind of like scale into the late. Rise and Ashe can definitely have the damage to take chip away at this Volibear, but it's going to take a while. So McMaster, they need to make sure that that's not getting to that point. They're taking this lead that they have, and they're just shoving it down their throats until they take the win.
And that's how you play League of Legends, baby. You find your advantages, you use them as tools, you shut the game out, kill the Nexus as fast as possible so that we don't see any Elder Dragon shenanigans going on. And it's all about the time efficiency here. But you know who's really coasting in this game? It's the Graves Victor mid-jungle duo. Not to mention Kaisa. Those three actually don't mind if the game goes late. So that's their insurance here. But 7K gold lead. Everybody's feeling good for McMaster University. They want to take game 3.
We just see them clearing up some vision here. Dragon not up for another minute and 20. But they got Volibear down here in the bot lane. TP's up. He's applying pressure. I'm not entirely sure what the play is here. Are we just waiting for this next Drake, trying to control our waves, get vision down, and make a play here around Dragon?
Yeah, definitely. I think, you have Volley TP if you want. He could go top, and that could be your setup for Drake, right? No one can really deal with him, and if he wants to TP in, then bang, you'll take that 5v5. I think McMasters has every intention to put themselves on Soul Point here. And I do think it would be hard for Mingos to even contest. They could maybe consider giving, but a lot of teams hate giving that third Drake over.
It feels really bad.
Understandably so.
Yeah. It's just the threat of, oh, okay, if the next one's free for them, then they get Soul.
Yep. It's amazing how in League, like, time can be pressure. So it's like if you get the third Drake, that's 5 minutes of we kind of need to act, and that puts pressure on the players from Mingos here. So we'll have to see what decision they'll make here if they want to contest. We see Cho'Gath leaving base, Rise and Ash dealing with minions here. I don't think it's contested. Olaf is in the top quadrant. He's running towards Baron, so it's a give.
Yeah, it looks like so. Volibear hanging out in the top lane. Remember, he does have TP, though, so they're going to need to be careful of that if they do look to contest this Dragon at all. But yeah, Olaf and Cho just in the top. Maybe they're looking for this shutdown on Volibear. Can they get it, though, or can he 2v1 them?
It could probably 2v1 them. Maybe a Rise ulti could come help support it, but Rise is not even really hurting Volley much yet. He might need some pen here. Yeah, I actually think Rise needs to consider some magic pen, even a Void Staff, or if not...
sooner rather than later.
Yeah. And now could be the lull state, We have McMaster University, no rush to play Baron because they do have the Soul coming up. But if they want to take their 6K gold lead and play for Baron, that could be a 60-40 play that they are happy to take, maybe even 70-30 depending on their setup. So we'll have to see, is McMaster going to set up Baron in between Drake 3 and 4, or are they going to put their eggs in that Soul basket because that could maybe just guarantee the win. But if there's anyone that can cut through Soul,
I'm thinking it's Mountain Soul.
Yeah, it's
so if they're looking, I think McMaster's saying we need this Soul here. Soul means game. Mountain Soul means easier Baron, means taking...
Peppa Paul will get the Graves flash, and Ash Arrow just misses again. That would have been a major connect and possibly a shutdown if that hits.
Oh, and that wasn't going to hit anyway, but does get the Ash flash.
That's a respect flash there here. Chandler Clark. You hate to see it and you love to see it because if that hook hits, do you die? Then you say you should have flashed that.
Yeah.
But the one thing you can look at is I believe Thresh's model will face where he's going to hook during the channel. That can give you some information on whether or not you need a flash there. But when it happens in the spur of the moment so quickly, you see that thing coming at you, you just hit the F key and get the heck out. Rise with some chip damage. Here's that volley flash again. He will ulti for the stomp on the Rise here. And he's still going. That's a double. Cho is next on the docket. He will easily pick that up. That's a triple here for Wexshaman. And
what are we going to see them do now? Are they running straight to Baron? If they look for Baron here, they could potentially look to close out the game on the next big fight.
Yep.
So they definitely are. Volibear just hanging out here. He says, I don't give a crap. I'm just doing a little bit of taunting.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a free Baron for McMaster University.
Yep, he's just taking a nap here. He looked like a rug there. As we're taking another look here at the triple. It's the volley flash. Every 5 minutes, this guy is just creating advantages for his team. Olaf cannot respond in time. Cho'Gath left to just simply die. And that's Baron for McMaster. Now, Baron, 2 minutes before your Drake Soul. This is perfect sequence of events happening now for McMaster University. This looks like the closeout portion of the game. Now the test for them is how cleanly can they close this game. Whereas for Mingos, The question is, can Rise Giga Smurf this game in 1v9? It looks
I
very
don't think
hard.
so.
Yeah.
9-1 Volibear. The amount of damage he's doing with the amount of HP he has, he's so hard to kill. This game would have to go to level 18 full builds for this Rise to get through Volibear, I think, and I don't think it's going to make it there.
No, I don't think so either. The volatility of Elder Dragon after Soul goes down just means the games are going to end. They're not going to get level 18 full items. Probably, right? I mean, just because of the strength of Soul, or I'm sorry, of Elder, I don't think Rise is going to get there.
Yeah, we have TP on Volibear. Dragon's up in a minute, and he's posturing top lane while the rest of the team is looking like a mid-bot area of the map. They want to look for this dragon with Volibear on the opposite side of the map. TP is available, but, you know, how much are they trying to pressure with this Baron at the moment? It seems like everyone's kind of scrambled.
Yeah,
Are they looking for a fight here? Are they just looking to shove mid in, or?
That's a great question you brought up, Try, is how do you use your Baron efficiently while you're prioritizing Drake? If you have Baron, the best place to be is in all 3 lanes, pressure or buffing your minions, right? That's how you get the most out of your Baron. When you dip into the river to take Soul, you're losing some efficiency on the Baron. So a lot of teams, like, ideally they want Graves to be able to solo Drake while they're pressuring lanes, making it unanswerable. But obviously Mingos is not going to let that happen. So how much of their Baron clock are they going to use on this Soul? In my opinion, you just use Baron to guarantee Soul. It's fine. You'll get the next Baron if you get Soul. So no need to really pressure 3 lanes. I think you just play Drake here.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the map here. I don't see where Volibear is.
Maybe he's gone.
Yeah, he just left. Okay, he was in base shopping for the last 2.5 minutes, I
Oh,
guess.
we can't see base.
Yeah, we can't see base.
I thought he just
But I mean,
left
he
the
must
game.
have, I was looking for a while. He was sitting in base for a while. But free Drake going over to McMaster. They now have a Mountain Soul. They still have Baron buff for a little bit at least. And man, is it looking good for them right now.
And if you look at the staggering of objectives here, so if it were up to Mingos, they would have the objective spawn at the exact same time. Oh, we have a hook land here, and that's going to be Ash going down immediately to Jaeger here as he picks up one. Is he going to ult over? Sakura will hop over, but it could walk into Rise. And
Volibear's making his way into mid. Baron buff is gone, but man, this game is looking really grim for Mingos, and I'm going to say it right now. I predict we're going to a Game 3 for the first matchup of the day.
Wow, that's bold.
Oh, man.
Wait a second. Graves getting hooked, or I'm sorry, headbutt Paul under turret, and that's Rise going to be the shutdown. Rise needs to continue this sequence here if he wants to get his team back in the game, but it's up to his setup members, and I think McMaster University is wise enough to retreat here, but this means a lot of minion cleanup for Mingos here as they can maybe scrape together some gold to flip the game at Soul.
I jinxed him.
Yeah, caster curse.
Yep.
So try it. Anytime you're wrong about anything, just say, "Oh, a caster curse."
Oh, caster curse.
So if I'm like, "Oh yeah, you know, Rise is gonna get this kill," and then he doesn't, I'm just gonna say, "Oh, I caster curse." I'm like, literally, it was me that did it.
It feels like it was. The
Like,
moment
I
I
can't be
said
wrong.
they're going to win, Graves getting picked there, losing their pressure they had with just the play in general, the wave control and everything, it's kind of stalled out the game a little bit longer.
But the timers could not be worse for Mingos, as we see the Kite.
Oh!
Kite's a heads up, 1v2 against the Ash. The Olaf here to respond, but he is right in front of the raid boss.
Are we gonna
Raid
see a
boss
slam dunk
smacking
from-
away here. TP's coming in. They're going all in. This is Mingos. They need to kite the volley, but they simply can't. The choke flashes in for the bite. He can't get anything. He just goes down. Volibear under turret.
He does not
looks
care.
comfortable under there. He is still going. That's the shield. He will flash.
10
That's
tower
another
shots later.
kill. The hook will land, and I think that is the closeout here, Try.
100%. That is game. No way Rise is stopping this at all. That is a 4-0, and McMaster going to close out the game with that huge play right there. Dude, Volibear took like 10 tower shots.
Yeah,
And they say we're not done yet. Rise, we'll see you later.
Yeah, and Graves diving fountain. And it just looks good for McMaster University. I think some draft adjustments, some gameplay adjustments, better matchup knowledge here.
Oh, yeah.
And
oh, it's a juicy one. They said, Ash, get over here, baby. Wow. So we are officially going to game 3 for McMaster University versus Mingos. And wow, I like to see it. I predicted it. Caster Curse, not a thing. Proved it right now, right here. I'm excited to get into this next draft.
I can't wait. I want to see the draft right now. Like, hurry up, players, because this game 3 is going to be hype.